I used to think I was gentle on my car until a tech pulled my pan and showed me glitter. Not magic, metal shavings from years of harmless habits. No hard racing, no abuse. Just normal driving done wrong. In this video, I'll walk you through the 5 everyday moves that turn my smooth shifts into delayed clunks and heat. You'll see why a simple stop, a cheap fluid check, and one small change on hills could have saved me from a 4-figure repair. Learn them now, avoid the glitter later. Number 1. Riding the brakes while accelerating. Ever feel the car surge and drag at the same time in traffic? That tug of war is your transmission cooking itself. Here's the habit behind it. Left foot braking, or letting your foot rest on the brake while you add throttle. In slow creeping traffic, it's easy to overlap them, even by a few ounces of pedal pressure. The car feels controlled, the gap stays tight, and it seems smoother. But you're asking the drivetrain to push forward while the brakes hold it back, and the transmission becomes the referee that takes the punches. Drivers think this makes things gentler. It doesn't. That overlap tricks the torque converter and the hydraulic system into constant work without real movement. Line pressure rises and falls, trying to balance your mixed signals. The converter stays unlocked longer, and parts that should cycle on and off now hover in limbo. Mechanically, here's what happens. The converter slips more, and slip equals heat. Internal clutches hover at the edge of engagement, where they glaze and wear fastest. Brake drag forces the transmission to fight a load it shouldn't see at low speed. Heat soaks the fluid, and hot fluid thins out, which means even more slip to maintain the same drive. Heat is exponential. Bump the temperature by about 20 degrees over ideal, and lifespan drops fast. A TF oxidizes. Friction modifiers fade, seals harden, and clutch material starts to shed into the pan. That waste then circulates into valve body passages and solenoids, making the next shift even less precise. A rideshare driver who overlaps pedals just a little all day sees it early. By 40,000 miles, the fluid is brown, the 2 to 3 shift lags a beat, and the pan leaves a trail of fine metallic dust. No burnouts, just overlap. Number 2, drive to reverse without stopping. It saves 2 seconds in a 3-point turn until it costs 2 paychecks. Here's the habit. You're still creeping forward, twist the selector into reverse, and let the transmission do the stopping. Or you're backing up, the car hasn't settled, and you click into drive to dart out. It feels efficient because the car responds, but that response is your gearbox eating the hit your brakes should have taken. Many drivers think the transmission will catch momentum like a safety net. It won't. Internally, the unit isn't designed to arrest vehicle mass. When you flip directions while rolling, the parts that control forward motion and the parts that control reverse get thrown against each other. The driveline fights inertia, and the first line of sacrifice is inside the case. Mechanically, here's what fires off in a split second. Opposing clutch packs slam toward engagement to reverse rotation, while the car still wants to keep rolling the other way. Hydraulic circuits spike pressure to clamp fast. That spike scrubs material off the clutch plates and drive plates, and the shed metal circulates with the fluid. The more you repeat it, the more debris loads the valve body and solenoids, dulling the crispness of every shift after. It's like slamming a door and asking the hinges to stop the house from sliding. Something gives, and it won't be the foundation. Shops even have a nickname for it, the rolling shift disaster. They see sheared splines, worn clutch facings, and pans that sparkle with metal dust long before any service interval should show that kind of wear. You'll hear it before you believe it. A thud when selecting reverse. A pause before drive takes up as you pull away. Fluid that should be bright turns dark and smells worked, way ahead of schedule. Those are early warnings that the hits are adding up. Number 3, using the accelerator instead of the brake. The car doesn't roll back, so it must be fine, until the converter turns into a heat lamp. Holding a car on a hill with the accelerator feels controlled. You're feathering the gas, keeping the nose steady, and waiting for a gap. That habit is the problem. Instead of using the brake or hill hold assist, you're forcing the transmission to hold the car in place with slip. It works for a moment, but the cost shows up in heat and wear that never needed to happen. Here's why it's rough on the drivetrain. At low speed and high load, the torque converter must slip to balance gravity and engine torque. That slip generates heat quickly. The fluid shears, loses strength, and temperatures climb faster than you think. Inside, clutch packs preload on the edge of engagement, where they glaze and shed. The engine mounts twist, and the driveline takes a constant grinding strain. Do it over and over on a morning commute, and you've turned the converter into a space heater bathing the fluid. Modern cars give you a better tool. Hill hold assist briefly applies the brakes for you, preventing rollback without stressing the converter. Skipping that feature defeats built-in protection and pushes the transmission to do a job the braking system was designed to handle all day long. You see the impact in steep cities. Daily hill starts in places like San Francisco and Seattle lead to dark ATF and a burnt smell around 30 to 50,000 miles. A tiny flare on takeoff shows up first, then sticks around, then becomes your new normal. That's heat telling on the fluid and the friction surfaces. Watch for early tells. Transmission temps creep up on the dash. The car gives a faint shudder as you launch, then clears. Rear brakes wear faster than expected because you end up over-braking later to compensate for sloppy hill holds. Number 4. Ignoring transmission fluid change if the fluid is lifetime. Why do rebuilders keep buckets of burnt clutches? A lot of owners believe modern automatics don't need fluid changes, or maybe at 100,000 miles if something feels off. The phrase "filled for life" sounds reassuring, but it often ignores how most people actually drive. Manuals bury a severe service schedule that includes short trips, stop-and-go traffic, frequent idling, towing, and high heat, exactly what many cars see every week. Here's the unglamorous truth. Automatic transmission fluid is a chemical blend that ages. It oxidizes, it loses the friction modifiers that let clutches grab and release cleanly, and it accumulates fine metal and clutch dust from normal wear. As contamination builds, the fluid can't carry heat or maintain hydraulic control as well, so you get more slip, more heat, and a loop that accelerates wear instead of protecting against it. Heat is the force multiplier. For every 20 degrees Fahrenheit above a normal 200-degree operating point, lifespan can drop sharply. City driving keeps temperatures up because the converter stays busy at low speeds. Smaller turbo engines also run hot more often, adding steady thermal stress that the fluid has to absorb day after day. Source 307163 highlights how overheating harms the fluid and the parts it's supposed to protect. Shops see the results. Regular fluid services in the 30,000 to 60,000 mile window reduce valve body complaints, shift flare, and lazy engagements. Skip those intervals, and you're more likely to feel a delayed move into drive, a clunk-grabbing reverse, or a harsh upshift that used to be smooth. Those are hydraulic control problems that fresh, correct fluid helps prevent. There's a common fear that changing old fluid kills transmissions. What actually happens is the new, healthy fluid restores pressure and reveals the true state of worn components. If a clutch is on its last legs, the fresh fluid won't finish it. It just stops masking the issue. Number 5. Hard launches and jerky stop and go. That quick gap jump feels harmless until the shift flare turns into a slip. Aggressive launches off the light and that stabby stop-and-go rhythm pound your transmission with pressure spikes and heat. You floor it, the unit scrambles to clamp clutches right now, and every abrupt lift then hit repeats the same punishment. In heavy traffic, those cycles stack up fast. The car moves, but the wear meter is quietly running. Modern automatics feel stout, so it's easy to think they're fine with it. Hybrids blend electric torque to mask the jolt. CVTs keep the revs steady, which hides the stress even more. The bill shows up later, after the software has spent months trying to smooth out habits that keep getting sharper. Here's what's happening inside. A rapid throttle snap demands instant clutch apply. Friction surfaces see a flood of heat, then no time to cool before the next hit. The transmission's adaptive strategy hikes line pressure to keep things controlled, then runs out of headroom. Once it maxes out, the clutches take the brunt and start to glaze. Debris breaks loose and drifts into solenoids and passages, so control gets sloppy and shifts turn busy and inconsistent. CVTs hate this even more. Belt or chain drives clamp between pulley faces that need a stable load. Sudden shocks polish those faces, reduce grip, and stretch the belt over time. After enough jolts, the unit responds slower, flares on launch, and builds heat you'll smell before you see the warning. You see it early in high-churn routes. Delivery drivers who launch hard at every gap report valve body wear ahead of schedule, constant hunting between gears at neighborhood speeds, and a shudder when the car is loaded. The fluid starts to smell hot and varnish-like after a long day, and the 1 to 2 shift goes from crisp to punchy. You're expecting me to say drive slow, not needed, use precision, roll on the throttle instead of spiking it, leave a little space so you aren't trapped in break then stab cycles. If your car has manual or low modes, use them exactly as the manual instructs on grades or when holding speed, not to force snap downshifts in traffic. Do that and transmission temperatures drop, shifts stabilize, and clutch life stretches. You've now removed 5 quiet transmission killers that look harmless on the surface.